You shouldn't use AI for anything generative. That takes away all creativity, and our human brains can do the work. So why should we let AI?
I heard the stupid comment a couple times last week. It was like comment everywhere, and it was the same thing over and over again. Honestly, that's not even the least innovative. That's the least strategic viewpoint I've heard in a long time. And I have a 4-year degree in writing. I have lots of studies and certificates in creation. I can't tell you how much time I've spent learning how to be a good writer, right? I have a 4-year degree in writing. Plus, since the beginning of time, it's been my biggest strength. And now it hasn't been taken away by ChatGPT though. It's a tool that allows us to do it better, faster, with more accuracy, and if you're using AI the right way, with more tone. But I want to go through, and you're going to probably hate this, because I'm actually going to ask ChatGPT why everything those people said that I disagree with related to the marketing world specifically. Not only is it so dumb, it's going to end up the people that have those viewpoints, just like, when the internet was invented, and people were like, computers and that should just be for you processing. I don't want to send things over it. And this just 5 years ago, they're we can't save things in the cloud, because then it's just all of those pushbacks to innovation, right? Which is really what everything at the beginning I said is. Those are holding back individuals. Hi, my name is Kelly, the nonprofit marketing nerd and CEO of Nonprofit Nerds. We partner with nonprofits for their digital marketing and storytelling and social media. And I keep hearing this viewpoint again.
Don't use AI for anything generative. That's our policy. Now we have.
And this is stuff for this. Someone's personal viewpoints. This is holding the organization back. I say over and over again, if you're not using AI to work more efficient and effectively with better outcomes, you're actually not being good stewards of donor funds. And that's just the truth. If there is a tool available to do things faster, smarter, and better, and you're not using it, then you're actually not being good fiscal stewards of donor money. And I know I'm going to get some comments. Go ahead and drop them. That AI is ruining the world. Well, this is where we are. Welcome to technology. I'm sure people said the same thing about the assembly line, and the same thing about computers, and the same thing about internet, and the same thing about social media, right? And these are changes, and we do need to learn how to navigate them. But ignoring them or saying, we're just not going to use them, it's never the answer, especially when you are responsible for not just yourself and your own little impact in the world, but an organization. So I'm going to do what you're going to probably hate. I'm going to ask ChatGPT why it's a dumb idea, why the concept of don't use AI for generative is actually harming nonprofit organizations. So as a strategic, how about just as me, as Kelly, the nonprofit marketing nerd, can you please explain to nonprofit leaders why we don't use AI for anything generative? And I'm even what does that mean? People just throw around that term it means something. I think it means that to create something. So a couple of people in Facebook groups, and I almost got in fights about it, said we don't use it for anything generative, but it can check for typos and use Grammarly. Well, Grammarly has existed for a decade. This is not a new innovation. Okay. So AI for anything. Why do we not use AI for anything generative? Is actually harming the organization. But please also give me pros and cons of this policy in general. All right, let's see. What does ChatGPT think? Drum roll, please. Absolutely. Here's the breakdown. We don't use AI for anything. It might be hurting your nonprofit. Okay. I'm just going to read this out loud to you. Ready? Okay. Look, I get it. AI feels a little scary. Deepfakes, robot-written essays, and the existential dread of ChatGPT replacing your comms intern. Here's the deal. Your organization has taken a hardline stance we don't use AI for anything generative. You're not protecting your mission. You're likely slowing. Okay, so that was my brain first. Now we're looking at what ChatGPT thinks, and I did not tell ChatGPT what things. You're likely slowing it down, and here's why. Wasting staff time on things AI can help speed up, like rough drafts, data cleanup, or social captions. creating burnout by forcing your team to reinvent the wheel every time instead of systematizing content, falling behind orgs who are using AI wisely to enhance their storytelling, not replace it, sending a message to funders and partners that you're afraid of innovation. That's just so true. And missing out on accessibility tools that help people with disabilities generate communications more easily. This is actually something that a couple of people came up to me at 2 different conferences. The 2 one I heard were about a dyslexic high schooler and a toddler, I think, that has hearing issues. Maybe it wasn't toddler, it was like 4 or 5-year-old. And that the use of AI has been transformative for them to access and function independently without human support, because the AI is their support translator and they're not going to have to call off work like an assistant would. And it's just been wild. So I love that last point that ChatGPT just gave me that that it reminded me. Okay, let's keep reading. This is like saying we don't use Google Docs, too risky. The world moved on and now you are faxing your way into irrelevance. So it is funny because you can see here, because I gave it, as Kelly, nonprofit marketing nerd, would say. So it's even in my tone and my voice and how I would actually talk, which again, that's wild that I've trained my chat GPT well. I actually call her Clarissa. Okay. So now we're going to go and look at the pros and cons. So let's be fair. Pros and cons of non-generative AI policy. Intellectual property caution. You avoid unintentional data sharing when tools aren't used correctly. Well, that's great. But shouldn't we just train our staff member? Now I'm going to rebuttal against the pros and cons. This is a con. I think this is a training issue and a staff issue, not a AI issue. Brand voice consistency. Your team sticks to another voice and tone guidelines without relying on AI generative content. I have so many comments here. I've never seen a team without AI have a consistent brand voice. I've never seen it. So I think AI is a way to get a consistent brand voice. Ethical comfort zone. Some teams just aren't ready yet. Oh my gosh, I love what a bad rebuttal this is. And that's okay for now, as long as it's not permanent. Yeah, let's just not do what needs to be done yet. Maybe later. Avoid misuse. Now, this is true. The wrong intern and unchecked. Again, these are training issues. A donor letter that sounds like a bad TED talk. Again, the non-generative AI is a policy. You're avoiding misuse of AI, but you're also avoiding all the benefits of AI. Okay, so let's look at the cons. Inefficiency. You're doing 10 hours of work that could take 2 hours with AI. Staff morale. I haven't even thought about this. Man, ChatGPT is a genius. So, we deal with this at Nonprofit Marketing Nerds. We have I would say most people would say younger team, but a lot of our creatives are in their early to mid 20s and they're used to using AI as a tool to brainstorm, to strategize, to be their creative BFF. And if we were to say, you can't use AI anymore, we're taking away a tool they're already used to using. And you're honestly a little bit segmenting out the next generation of potential employees just by that policy of no generative AI. Strategic stagnation. You're skipping a whole toolbox that could help you reach donors, plan campaigns, and test messages faster. Fundraising disadvantages. Other orgs are getting ahead on personalization, SEO, and audience testing. You're stuck in 2050. Yes. Equity. Fail. Ironically, AI can help level the playing field for small teams and under-resourced orgs. Refusing it outright often benefits the status quo. Big picture. This policy of we don't use AI for anything generative. People are wearing badges. And not in my opinion, just the world. Yep. This is nothing to brag about. It's really not, especially when you look at, we could use AI to talk to it and then it could just transcribe everything and then you could format it. That is an efficient and effective use of getting your actual human voice into created content in half the time. Why are we saying,
No, you have to physically type that yourself.
which again becomes an accessibility thing as well, right? Anyway, as you can tell, I totally disagree with the policy of we don't use AI for anything generative. I don't just personally disagree with it. If that is your policy, you are holding your organization back and you're going to allow everyone around you to outperform. And you're going to be doing all this wheel spinny stuff while other organizations are sitting down with donors and moving forward and having more and more time for strategy because they're letting AI do the heavy lifting. Again, all this,
we can't use it for anything generative. We don't know.
that's really fear or lack of training. If you have this policy, why? I would love to see one thing I actually agree with ever for people that have this policy. And then I personally am really driven to create AI policies for nonprofits as a freebie. And yes, I will be using AI to help me create them. But I want at least 10 organizations to say, yes, I want this before I go ahead and do it. So anyway, if this is your policy, grow up. And if you need help guiding through what should be our policies and practices for nonprofit AI usage within our organization, specifically with donor messaging and marketing, which is where my niche is, please, please, please comment below and check out the discovery call, and we can sign up for a time to nerd out all about AI usage at your organization. I look forward to continuing to nerd out. Hi, I'm Kelly, the Nonprofit Marketing Nerd. Please comment below. I know this video is going to be a big one with comments, and slide into my DMs if you'd like to nerd out more about AI usage.